Shanked it.
Scotty, what happened on that shot out of the bunker?
I shanked it.
Why did you shake it?
So there's the club, like there's the straight part of the face, and then over here is the hosel. And on that one specifically, I caught too much of that part of the face.
Isn't it funny? Like in the interview, they wanted to know how Scotty made it past that shank and just brushed it off. And while everybody else would be freaking out, having the yips and shanks, because for most of you listening, if you've ever had a bat with the shanks, the next most difficult shot is the one after a shank, right? Because you think it's just going to continue doing that. There's a reason for that. We're going to show you why that occurs, and you can put a stop to it just like Scotty Scheffler. So stay tuned. This is going to be a relieving show for you. Let's first start by showing you the difference between at the ball and through the ball insofar as the distance between yourself and the golf ball is concerned. So you'll notice that when Scotty got into the bunker, he looked a little close to the ball. And you could see if you're a little too close to the ball, the first thing that's going to happen is everything's going to pop to the outside. So you notice how the club went to the outside. Now, he couldn't jump away from it in the Scotty Scheffler fashion because his feet were stuck in the sand. So, and he said, I have a little bit of a tendency to do that when I have the ball above my feet. So jumping away from that is a little bit more problematic for him. So what we want to do is first and foremost, get you through the ball. And I'm going to show you a very important exercise with just 2 tees on how to do that. And then we'll have Sav and Moo execute in the other direction so that you get a full picture of how that works. So if I'm going to, let's say, let the club swing itself in the practice swing, you'll notice as I'm letting the club swing, I got nothing to swing at, so it tends to swing through naturally. And you can see the club is passing right here. So now I bring that to the ball. Now my brain says, make sure you don't miss the ball. See what happens? Now the club is passing way out here. So that could easily be a shank, or if I stick it in the ground, or whatever. But if I swing from here through the ball and towards the target, watch what happens. And now we should have a pretty solid contact on that. So when I'm swinging at the ball, I'm extending here. See where my right arm is? Whereas if you watch all the players on tour, you'll see Joaquin Niemann, you'll see John Rahm, you'll see Tony Finau. As they're coming through, the hands come through first. Look at my right elbow. My right elbow is still plenty bent at the moment of impact, and it's extending through the ball and out toward the picture. So at the ball and through the ball are very different when it comes to distance to ball. So here's a really easy exercise for you to get through the ball. Now, you guys have seen these tabletop spinners before, where you make it spin. So spin the bottle, do you remember that? I got 2 tees here that I'm putting side by side. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to use my swing. Notice where I'm swinging. It's passing right there in front of me. I nudge it right here to the tees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use momentum. I see the blur of my club, and I can see that it's in a perfect position to spin the tees. I'm just going to nick the tip of those tees with the toe of my club. There. Did you see how that spun in the air? Wasn't that cool? So now, I'll take my tees, I put them right there, use some nice thick plastic ones. They work extremely well. Now watch what happens here. So practice swing. Get over here. Now in my mind, as I'm going to make the tee spin, it's going to start accelerating here. and peak acceleration is going to be out here, and you'll really see how my right elbow is extending through the tees. That was flush in the center of the face. That must have looked pretty cool, Moo. All right, look at that. So there's impact, and then you can see the tee being flung. There it is. There's the second tee getting flung out of the way as well. How cool is that, you guys? So let's see how Savvy does with her brand new Jaybird dress. So first thing I want you to do is take a couple of practice swings and just observe where your club wants to pass. You can see the blur of the club.
Yeah.
So a quick tidbit on this, you guys, okay? If you don't see where the club is passing in front of you, that's like driving your car in an open field. You don't know how accurate your driving is, do you? But if you just drive your car in your local neighborhood, there's a center line, there's a side line, there's a sidewalk, and you just point your car between that and you drive accurately because you got points of reference. If you don't see where the club is passing, how are you supposed to predict contact in the first place? This is major key. So when you see Sav doing a practice swing, you're going to see the blur of the club. And on our premium channel, there's the blur of club video, and then there's the Arc Blur Unstoppable Momentum series, which is a whole series on that. So go ahead and set up to the toe of the club. So you can see the blur in your mind right now, Sav. Let the blur flick the tees and make them spin. All right. Let's see it again.
Why are you laughing at me? I haven't even started the club yet. No, I didn't. You laughed at me, guys.
All right.
You saw nothing, okay?
Hey, look at that. Pretty.
I got both.
Yes, you got both. And there goes the tees. Look at that, right? Just like
Yeah.
a gate.
Yeah.
So you've got the image in your mind, and you're trying to make those tees spin. And then beautiful contact. There we go. Look at that. Right in the center of the club face. There goes the first tee. The club follows along the ground. There goes the second tee. Beautifully executed, Sav.
Nice.
So very, very effective drill on how to get you through the golf ball. And you see the image, you go, okay, if I make those tees spin, it looks like I'm going to hit the ball off the toe. And then you spin the tees, and lo and behold, most of the time the ball's going to be pretty much in the center of the club face. So that's a great way to distract yourself off the golf ball and deliver something that's easy as far as through the ball is concerned. If you go at the tees, that's different. Just trying to hit the tee is very different than making the tees spin. All right? So, Moo, one of the things that you've become a very accomplished iron ball striker.
Thank you.
Your irons are freaking top notch.
Appreciate that.
And you've worked hard at it.
I did, yeah.
And I remember when you were first starting out, you had a bout with the shanks,
Yeah, oh yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
remember you skanking a few, right, during our practice sessions. And what came out of that was the Moo scooch.
Right.
The Moo scooch is essential for so many of our students. You have to be very meticulous with your distance to ball. I mean, we're only talking about, a
Millimeters.
space of about an inch between the face of the club and the hosel of the club.
That's right.
So it is a meticulous and very precise setup. So Moo is going to demonstrate the scooch.
Okay.
So Moo just executed a beautiful practice swing that was through the ball, and notice how he puts the club on that line and then scooches it to the tees. Perfect. Notice how, did you hear it?
Yeah, I did. That was pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a perfect helicopter. Notice you just nicked the first one,
Yeah.
and the second one just helicopter.
Yeah, I was playing a draw, so I could,
That was exactly. So that's pretty much what happens to me as well. So then you can really see if you're swinging from in to out.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
And in to out is essential when you're swinging through the ball. When you're swinging through the ball, it's impossible not to come from inside to outside.
Correct.
Just take a look at our premium channel on, the video series is called the Two Pendulum series. Massively important for your understanding of the swing. And this right here is called the Spinning series. And then we're explaining this on chips, on pitches, on woods, and especially with the irons if your tendency is to hit it in the neck or in the heel.
Right.
So let's see you execute with a golf ball now, buddy.
Okay, just gonna find my intermediate point target.
All right. So again, Moo is very meticulous when it comes to distance to ball. Notice where that club passed right there. So he sets it down exactly on that spot. Now, if you make those tees spin, do you feel like you're going to hit it a little bit more toward the toe, Moo?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Spin the tees. Awesome.
So the moose scooch definitely helps you fine tune this in a good way.
In a great way,
in a great
right?
way, yeah.
So everybody saw how you scooched up and it was exactly the same distance between yourself and the ball.
Right.
It would only work, however, if you swing through the ball and toward the target.
That's right.
If you swing at the ball,
Yeah.
all bets are off.
That's
Happy-go-lucky is gone, right?
Yeah,
You want to
exactly.
stay happy-go-lucky and hit the ball very, very solid and very straight. We stay through the ball, so we got to stay on task. Let's see it one more.
Okay.
There's where it passed. The scooch. Oh, man.
I got
Oh,
both.
man.
Did it not capture?
It didn't catch that one.
Dang.
It was so, oh, man, you should have seen that ball flight. It was so amazing.
Dang.
So amazing.
They make a cool sound when they spin.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, you're doing an amazing job with this drill.
Yeah, this is helping me stabilizing the plane real nicely.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, what I find, especially with this drill,
Yeah.
I find that my side spin is cut in 4.
True.
Like I get a quarter of the side spin. Normally I would have like a nice 1,000 RPM with my 8-iron. I like to hit Bubba draws.
Yeah.
But when I hit this particular shot, my side spin goes down to like 200.
I'm seeing that right now, even on the misses too.
Right?
Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Moo, let's
All right.
try that again.
'Kay.
Put a little platform underneath our iMini because the terrain was a little bit off and it was tipping it forward. That's why we're having trouble finding the reading. Okay. There's our path. Little scooch. And now we're spinning those tees with that momentum. Beautiful. Oh, man, we got it.
We got it.
Now we know why it wasn't grabbing. So what club do you have there?
I got my 5 swinging smooth.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing. So here is impact. Hey, look at that. How cool is that? So here it comes on the way down, catches the ball,
Right.
then catches the tee.
Right.
See how it flicks the tee?
Just gently, yeah.
Then it stays along the ground, and there's the second tee. And you notice there it opens up like a gate.
That's right. Yeah, it does.
And look how cool that was.
That's really
And,
cool.
yet, and by the time it reaches that second tee, it's already closing down.
Right.
So if you look at, look at how tidy that draw was.
Yeah, that was
Just
really good.
freaking gorgeous. How cool is that, man?
That's pretty cool.
Well done.
Thanks, Shawn.
So for all of you who are looking for a drill to get you through the ball and get you centered on the club face, this is how you do it. And then for more information and to have way more elaborate face on and down the line with this particular drill, go to wisdomandgolfpremium.com and check out the spinning series, and also check out the Arc Blur Unstoppable Momentum series to get your happy-go-lucky back. Let's go.